Hi guys, James here. Welcome to Boldly Goes Modelworks, and this is part 1, build update part 1 of Hobby Boss's 1/48 scale Panzer SFL 4A, or otherwise known as the Dicker Max, which is a heavy tank destroyer. Now, reason the bulk it's done like that? Yes, I got carried away the other day and built it. So we've got several assemblies here. And believe it or not, there's been no fit issues. So we've got all the wheels ready to do. Upper hull. It's got all that, all the detail on. I've put I've stuck the gun breech in place because it worked out better to do it like that. Lower hull interior. Again, shows the gearbox. And obviously they're the drive levers. It hasn't got a full interior. I do wonder whether they're planning a full interior version of the Panzer IV, because I've got a few versions of it coming out. And obviously the back end. Didn't put the only thing I missed off with the little levers that go on there. Yeah, it fitted up lovely. Slight mistake on the instructions. These bits are transposed. So, oops, never mind. But everything's keyed. Everything's keyed. I had no real fit issues. I know I pointed out all the ejector pins. These ones I cleaned off, which was unnecessary. Because when this part goes on, when the upper hull goes on, they're all hidden by these lockers. So they've really thought. Hobby Boss themselves have really thought of of how to build a kit, and that does impress me somewhat. The only thing that's let down was the gun. Then obviously the upper turret. I'll have to show you this because it blew me away. Now most of these have no detail on the interior, but this one they went whole hog. Obviously the magnifying glasses. These little handles are a fiddle to get on, and that was a fiddle to get on the commander's periscope. But yeah, it went on really nicely. And just while I think of it, I did have to adjust that slot slightly for the dummy cab, which I didn't glue on at this stage because I want to paint that. I want to paint it German grey inside. Obviously, pick out some of these details because there's so much detail here. You've got a gun cleaning kit there. The kit is absolutely stunning. Yeah, and obviously barrel. I'll just show you what goes on there, and then boom. So this Dicker Max is a big old piece of kit. Just noticed them seem nice to deal with there. So hopefully my plan for today is to paint it and prime it. But again, seam detail. Obviously, once it's painted grey, you will see it. But yeah, it has really been a really pleasing build. Obviously, with those two bits on, and it clicks in like so. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about there we go. Little bit of adjustment needed on those bits of tooling there. So a little bit of easing on there, a little bit of trimming of this plate, this plate about a few mil off, so make it a nice fit. Yeah. So I think I put this piece in at slightly the wrong angle, but never mind. I can adjust that slightly. But no, I tended to notice when I was building it that, oh, that's clever, because I put all the injection points on the parts on the sprues. They've actually hidden them, so they're not visible to people. So there's some real thought gone into this kit, which I'm pleasantly surprised by. So that's enough for this part. In the next part, hopefully we'll have her all painted. Have the interior all painted, so you can see the full interior. And you can pick it up with a dry brush. Yeah, I think that's going a little bit too steeper out. The other bit's going a little bit too. Yeah, because that sits in there lovely. I think this part needs a little bit. Where's my sanding stick gone? Do you know what? I put it away, didn't I? Let's get a little sanding stick off here and just fiddle about with that and just adjust it in situ. Yeah, I just pause the video, then I have a little fiddler because otherwise I'll bore you to death with this. So I'll see you in a bit. Right. So that's adjusted quite nicely. Famous last word, it's not fitted. Never mind. Like so. Obviously this won't fit together when you've got all the parts on there. Being almighty, crash here. Let's get a flat file. It's this way for what's flat? There it is. I think it's binding up on those hooks. So they've obviously made the hooks part of the... Yeah, they've made the hooks part of the chassis, which is... I seem to remember the last time they weren't. I'll have to go back and check. So it's just... that's better. Yeah. They're sitting tight on the on these bolts. Sitting tight on these hooks here. Here. That's the other thing I liked. Obviously this has got complete posability because you can actually do it with all the doors open. So you can have the doors open at the back so you can see in there. Yeah, it's a really lovely. It's a lovely kit. I could tell they changed the tooling because these bits actually fitted. These wheel boat suspension units actually fitted on here. As you can see, I cleaned up the little bit of flash on there that was on some of them, but these bits actually fitted, and obviously the wheels all fitted as well. So yeah, does need a little bit of work. In fact, I'll clean that up a little bit. I think the reason was because obviously those bits are quite fiddly to fit, so they made them as one part. Because basically they wanted to show that they could make it as one part. So it's really very clever engineering by. This is me being a little bit picky. I thought I just thought I'd point you out. There was a couple of little minor issues with it. Plonk that on there. That's the dummy cut plate, and then obviously I haven't glued the man lid on. Whoops, and that's dropped the. Note to self: why do they paint these yellow? Do this in yellow plastic because. And there we go. So that gives you a general idea of its size. So, yeah. And there we have it. So again, I have not just noticed that bit of an issue with the magnet. So obviously the bit needs a little bit slit off there to get it to go in. Never mind. So that's it for me for this part. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.